Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and welcome to a new season of Adventures in Compliance. In this season, we are going to review the short stories which appeared in the Strand Magazine from July 1891 to June 1892 and were collected in the book The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Over the next 12 episodes, I will be reviewing each story and mine them for leadership, compliance, and ethical lessons. Today we look at the second short story in the Sherlock Holmes oeuvre, which is The Adventures of the Red-Headed League, which appeared in the Strand Magazine in August 1891. This is a great story and most famous for its first mention of the Sherlock Holmes arch-villain, Dr. Moriarty. I know you'll enjoy this episode of Adventures in Compliance. The story begins as Mr. Jabez Wilson, a struggling pawnbroker, goes to visit Holmes in 2221B Baker Street. And he relates a story of hiring a new assistant, a Mr. Spaulding, who spots an advertisement in the newspaper offering or looking to hire someone for the Red-Headed League. Mr. Wilson is that very red-headed and responds and is hired, and he is to report to the job daily, and his assignment is to copy out the Encyclopedia Britannica, for which he is handsomely paid £4 a week. He does this until he turns up one day and the office has been dissolved. He regrets losing this amount and seeks Holmes' assistance in discovering an explanation for the entire matter. Holmes is able to provide an answer almost immediately after visiting Mr. Wilson's offices and discovering it is next to the Bank of England. Its vault is firmly or can be tunneled under, and an opportunity has arisen for a gang to do so. Spaulding is leading this effort as his assistant, and Holmes is able to unmask him as the mastermind, at which point Spaulding utters the name of Dr. Moriarty. I was intrigued by the leadership lessons offered by this story, and there were several that I wanted to raise for your consideration. Number one, paying attention to details. In this story, Holmes was able to solve the case by paying close attention to small details, such as the unusual requirement of red hair for members of the Red-Headed League. Leaders, compliance professionals, and chief compliance officers should also be detail-oriented and not overlook anything that seems insignificant as it may hold valuable information. Number two, in a clear trait for every compliance professional, be skeptical. Holmes was skeptical of the Red-Headed League from the start and investigated further, even when others did not see a reason to be concerned. Leaders should also be skeptical of seemingly too good to be true opportunities brought by business development folks, and should do their due diligence to verify the legitimacy. Also ask, is there a business justification for what we're doing? Number three, think outside the box. Holmes used this strategy and innovative thinking to solve the case and uncover the true motives of the criminals behind the Red-Headed League. Leaders should also encourage others to use creative thinking and be open to new ideas and approaches to problem solving. Number four, work with a team. Obviously, a critical element for any chief compliance officer, whether you're a solo chief compliance officer or you have outside consultants and advisors, or you're working with your compliance team. But Holmes worked with Watson to solve the case, and their teamwork allowed them to uncover the truth faster. Leaders should also value the importance of teamwork, and compliance officers particularly, collaboration, and should foster a positive and supportive work environment. Number five, trust your instinct. Here, Holmes trusted his instincts and followed his gut feelings, even when the evidence did not seem to support his conclusions. Compliance professionals should also trust their instincts be confident in their decisions, and if their reasoning is sound. In other words, what is your decision-making calculus and how do you follow it? It's all a critical element in being a successful compliance professional. This is Tom Fox again. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Adventures in Compliance. I hope you will join us again for our next episode of this series where we take a look at a case of identity. Adventures in Compliance is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network. We have 2 new podcasts that I would like to tell you about. The first is 10 for 10, a weekly wrap-up of the top 10 news stories and report from Impact 2023, which are recordings I made at Impact 2023 with the speakers, panelists, guests, and contributors to that conference. I know you'll enjoy both of these new podcasts on the Compliance Podcast Network.